Hi guys, I'm just laying here in my bed. It's been a very intense passage. I just wanted to chime in, kind of memorialize the immensity of what occurred last night. I still don't understand. I know from July 4th to July 8th was four of the most unbelievable days, really, of my life. Feeling a lot of culmination, a lot of almost like a graduation, like this tour of duty in the underworld with this fear-based matrix. I calculated it's been 38 years, 9 months, and 13 days that I've been in this underworld journey to transform and unlock the death code matrix, liberate my being and all that I represent through, the multi-dimensions and the earth body, liberate us from the fear-based matrix. So I've been in that liberation journey for 38 years, 9 months, and 13 days. And last night felt like, I would say, if it were a movie, last night felt like kind of the final credits, like the moment, the sort of the climax moment, where the face off with the Antichrist, the underworld identities, that every single thing that I have been attempting to unlock and unplug from the earth body and from my body and from the body of the collective of humanity was unplugged last night. And the divine blueprint came in with around 10 flame body activations. My body was just lit on fire about 10 times with this white crystalline light. And it was just unbelievable. Before that, the amount of terror and death coursing through the body was just unbelievable. I really thought last night was my last night on earth. I for sure was thinking this is goodbye. And I know I've made videos like this before, and I always wonder, okay, is this the final attack? And so, just in case anybody else is going through this kind of stuff right now, I just wanted to say that what's super important is to find any of the aspects of your soul that are looking for liberation through death, and bring those parts of your soul into the alignment with life. Tell them that there will be liberation in the body, that liberation is coming in embodiment, that they do not have to die to be liberated. And so that's one of the key things, is to get the death wish, the parts that are trying to die, to get them on board with the knowing that the good vibrations are coming into the body, that the time of liberation in embodiment is really at hand. And so, yeah. So last night I managed to pull all my pieces out of the death, back into life. I managed to get my umbilical cord out of the phantom matrix, which feeds my shadow body, right? We all have a shadow body doppelganger in the phantom matrix, which is called the Wisa matrix. I mean, this is when it gets to sound like a science fiction movie. This is when you think, oh, I should be watching a movie. But we all have a shadow body doppelganger, which means an exact replica of us. in the phantom matrix, which feeds the pain body, right? It's all the traumas we've ever suffered that have been unresolved go into this shadow body, and we are connected directly to this shadow body. And when it's time to bring in the divine blueprint and really move out of fear-based reality, we have to face and unplug our association with the phantom shadow body. And I think that's what happened last night. I hope it was the final unplugging, because once we go through the final unplugging and pull back all of our soul's energy into our body, our living body right here, then we seal we cut off all the cords to that phantom matrix. And that's when we can anchor the divine blueprint. That's when we can actually hold the Christic frequencies that want to embody us. When we're holding on and split between the shadow body and the living body, the Christ can't anchor. The divine blueprint cannot anchor into us. And so I'm assuming that anybody who's a path cutter in disconnecting this pain body matrix is going to go through a very similar event. Okay. That's why I'm making this video, because I think all the frontliners that are anchoring divine blueprint first on the planet are going to have to go through this experience of facing the shadow body and disconnecting from it. And it is a very harrowing experience. I thought it was the end of my life last night. And it's, I made it through it. And that's why I'm making this video, to document how I made it through. So that if this does happen to you, you will be able to watch this video and go, okay, here's what's happening. Here's what I got to do. And, yeah. So as the divine blueprint anchors fully into me, I will be able to be of such assistance to help switch out the fear-based blueprint and bring in the love-based blueprint. I think that will be one of my specialties. And I'll also be able to help you disconnect from the pain body matrix and anchor the divine blueprint. So from July 4th to July 8th was the end of the fear-based matrix and the disconnection from, my shadow body. We all have that. We all have to disconnect before we can bring in and anchor the divine blueprint. So, yep. I hope that I can be of assistance with this on the other side as I fully begin to really anchor and blossom this Christic matrix. That's when I'll truly be able to come back and help midwife anyone who needs that, midwifing them out of the bondage to the pain body matrix and moving them into a position where they can receive the Christed blueprint. So, yeah, that's what I'm reporting, and I hope it can be of assistance. And if you want to know more specifics, I'm going to make a video pretty much describing every step of it, which I will post, which it talks about my fast, the 41 hours of fasting, the lifting of the vibrational frequency, the beginning of welcoming in the liquid plasma, the transformation of the blood code, the release of the satanic sigils from my heart, all the different things that happen when you're pulling yourself out of a massive underworld matrix and stepping into the Christic dawn of the divine blueprint. And not everybody on earth is doing this. This is a select group of us that are bridging the depth of the entrenchment in the dark night with the highest Christed light. It's only those that this will make any sense to, but if you are one of those, or you know someone who this sounds familiar, that this is what they're facing this level of Antichrist attack and terror, and yet they have a massive amount of light potential in them, right? Those are the people that are going to go through this. As I think everyone in the human race will go through this at a certain level, but not to this degree. Okay, this is the degree that the veil lifters go through, that carry the ruby sun genetics, right? The original path-cutting Christos solar dragons that are here to liberate the earth. And they know who they are because they're the only ones that watch my videos. So, anyway. In closing, just sending so much love to all right now. In this pivotal time where we're literally turning from darkness to light. We're literally in the final stages of imposter takeover. The earth is being delivered back into the hands of the Christ, and this will begin to blossom throughout in so many ways that we can't even imagine what this will look like. A lot of dismantling, as we know, dismantling of the systems that do not support the prolific circulation of joy among humanity. So, and then the resurrection, I guess, the building of new systems that can better support the outpressing of a love-based reality. Like communities, living in communities, once again, we must return to the land to live as collective bodies of oneness, magnifying each other's joy, supporting the raising of the children, supporting the growing of the food, all sharing our gifts in these beautiful bodies of light, these beautiful microcosm cells in the body of unity consciousness, right? They're living together. And then connecting up all of our communities like a grand body of oneness, and playing music and sharing art and growing food and living in a benevolent communion of experience, collaboration, co-creativity. We are meant to live in community. Okay, so for now I'm going to say goodbye, and there's nobody here with me live, but if you watch this on the recall and you say, wow, my friend could really use this, please send this out. I'm here in service to midwife people across this great chasm from the night into the day. And that's one of the things I'm here for. And I'm also here to sing and celebrate and teach children and be a galactic historian, recording this epic journey that we're all undergoing, and travel as a professional musician and a sound healer, all of these different things, a Spanish teacher. So if you need any of these things, I really need to bring financial flow, as always, into my life. And if you feel called to any of these things, please seek me out. And for now, I will say goodbye.